Welcome back to our minute-to-minute analysis of The Matrix. Previously, Neo picked the red pill over the blue pill. So now let's see what new secrets and Easter eggs we might find in the following scenes. Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
After taking the red pill, Neo touched a mirror, and the reflective material started to spread across his body. The liquid substance symbolizes the illusion or the lie behind reality. But there is another meaning. It foreshadows what will happen to Agent Smith. Smith is Neo's opposite, his negative. It's the equation trying to balance itself. Smith is Neo's mirrored self. When Neo touches the mirror, it begins to assimilate him, similar to when Smith tried to assimilate Neo. This also means that Neo's code is changing. Morpheus tells Tank to find Neo's signal or they will lose him. Then finally, Neo awakens to the desert of the real. Thousands of people are connected to machines. This horrible image is something of nightmares. People have died simply by waking up and seeing this reality. Neo wakes up from his pod and removes a long tube from his mouth. Then a care machine arrives and sees Neo out of his pod. The machine disconnects him from the tower, but does not kill him. Interesting, isn't it? It is as if the machine knew not to kill Neo. Neo was then flushed out of the pod and was dropped into a pit of water. There, a bright light appears above him and a giant metal claw hooks him and pulls him up. Neo falling into the water after waking up symbolizes being baptized. The metallic claw that rises Neo gives an almost divine feel, like the hand of God helping him to ascend.
Welcome to the real world.
Neo asks if he is dead, to which Morpheus answers, far from it. He is now on a table with hundreds of needles poking his body, repairing his muscles. Neo asks why his eyes hurt, to which Morpheus responds, because you never used them before. This is a reference to Plato's allegory of the cave. Imagine a group of people who have lived their entire lives inside a cave. They are tied up and facing a wall. Behind them, another person is passing wooden figures of animals in front of a fire. The shadows of the figures reflect on the wall. The people trapped inside the cave will think that the shadows are from real animals. But if one of these people manages to escape the cave, he will see what's behind them. And one of them did. He discovered that what was casting those shadows on the wall were just toys, and that the light was coming from a bonfire. The person escapes the cave and discovers a new source of light, the sun. The sunlight blinds him, causing him pain because he has never seen so much brightness. The person returns to the cave to tell the others about the facade and the outside world, but they do not believe him. Their entire lives are what they have seen on the cave wall. Neo has awakened to the real world. He has escaped the cave, and for the first time, he sees the light. Several days have passed, and Neo's body has recovered. He awakens on a bunk of the hovercraft, continuing the tradition of this movie of Neo continuously awakening. He notices that he has an IV attached to his arm, not in his arm per se, but in one of the mechanical plugs on his arm. Neo reaches to the back of his head to touch the plug that he felt when the machine disconnected him from the power plant, when Morpheus enters and interrupts him.
Morpheus, what's happened to me? What is this place?
More important than what is when.
When?
You believe it's the year 1999, when in fact it's closer to 2199.
Morpheus and his people believe the date to be close to accurate. They don't even know the exact date anymore. The year could be much further in time, or much less.
I can't tell you exactly what year it is, because we honestly don't know. There's nothing I can say that will explain it for you, Neo. Come with me.
Regardless, Morpheus tells Neo that he must see the world for himself, a reference to Thomas, the disciple of Christ, who stated that if he did not touch or see Jesus' wounds, he will not believe in his resurrection. Neo shows a level of skepticism about Morpheus, until he is shown the ship, the Nebuchadnezzar, the name of one of the kings of Babylon in the Bible. Morpheus gives Neo a tour of the ship. We can read on the ship's plaque, Mark 3, number 11, Nebuchadnezzar, made in the USA, year 2069. In the Animatrix, we saw flying cars, and this technology was the machines of City 01, so the inscription of the ship may also be a lie. It could have been created by the machines so that the humans would believe that the hovercrafts were built by humans and not suspect the level of control that the machines had or have over them. Morpheus explains that they use a pirated signal to hack into the Matrix from the ship, and then he introduces the crew. When Cypher is introduced, he is wiping his hands, an allegory to Pilate, who after condemning Jesus, he cleans his hands. Neo is the messianic figure in the movie, and Cypher is the traitor. This entire time, Neo is wrapped with a quilt, a piece of cloth as if he were a newborn baby. But once it was time to learn the truth, the quilt is taken away. Neo has gone through initiation. Now he must learn what is hidden behind the curtain. He is connected into the construct, a program used for training simulations, learning programs, and preparations for missions inside the Matrix. Here Morpheus begins to explain the true nature of reality. Neo had accessed a private place to obtain knowledge, a reference to the ancient Greek philosophers who had to go through pilgrimages and initiation to be able to access a private place in the temple where they had to drink some liquid and learn the secrets of the world. Neo has passed initiation and will now know the truth.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
This is the dichotomy of reality and falsehood that the Matrix proposes. How can we know what is real if we are being misled? This relates to another philosophies, the evil genius hypothesis. What will happen if a demon uses all of its strength to trick your senses? How could you distinguish the real from the lie?
You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
In this story, the evil genius is the architect, the one that makes people live in a world of dreams.
What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
No.
Neo does not believe anything that Morpheus had just told him, or rather, he refuses to believe it. He has a panic attack and repeats, "I don't believe it." Cypher says that Neo is going to pop. He says this because they have been searching for the One for years. According to an earlier version of the Matrix script, Morpheus failed to find the One 5 times before finding Neo. Those individuals that he thought were the One all died. This is why Cypher thinks that Neo was going to die. But Neo is stronger. And although he passed out, he accepted reality. When he again wakes up, he asks Morpheus if he can go back.
I can't go back, can I?
No. But if you could, would you really want to?
Morpheus's question wasn't just a rhetorical question. It was a test to know Neo's state of mind, to see if he can become a trusted member of his crew, and above all else, if he is the One. Neo will now begin his training to become the One, or rather, manifest the code of the anomaly. But that's for the next video. If you enjoy our content and are a fan of The Mandalorian and Star Wars, please subscribe to our other channel, Mandalorian Universe. There you will find daily news and theory videos about the hit show and of the Star Wars universe. For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.